Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Low Carb Cocktails. I'm Frank, the Low Carb Cocktail Guy. Now I finally get to say this. The executive producer of this video is Monica Devereaux. Now it's Devereaux, E-A-U-X, that's how, here in South Louisiana, we're gonna call that Devereaux. And the reason she's my executive producer is because she's my first patron on my Patreon account. And so guys, I know I don't mention a whole lot, and some of my older videos I do, but I don't really push it too much. But I do have a Patreon account. So if you guys are in the position to where you can help support me, that would be great. So one of the benefits of being a patron is that you have access to me doing cocktails for you. You find a cocktail, I'll find a way to make it low carb, if that's possible. Some things, especially like Campari or anything, those bitter liqueurs, you really can't do those low carb without spending probably about $85 to make your own Campari. And at that point in time, it's really not worth it, in my opinion. So the cocktail she requested is called the Devereaux. Now the Devereaux, from what I can find, was put out by the website Serious Eats. Everything I find goes back to that. So this is a recipe they did, and I took a little tweaky spin on it to make it low carb, to make it super easy low carb. And yes, you can make your own elderflower liqueur, like your own Saint Germain, and I will be doing that, but I found a way to make this faster, easier, and cheaper. There's one ingredient I forgot I had, and going through cleaning up the bar a little bit, I found it. I'm going, hey, wait a minute, this is perfect. And that is Jordan Skinny Mixes. They have an elderflower and lemon syrup. This stuff is pretty good. And the Devereaux recipe is a bourbon. It specifically calls for bullet. When I'm not gonna be using that, I'll explain why. Elderflower liqueur, lemon juice, and simple syrup. Well, this is lemon and elderflower syrup. So, and this is really good. I've made a couple with it and this came out really good, but I did have to tweak the ratios a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started. So in our tin, I'm gonna be using Irish Channel whiskey. What this is, it's a blend of a 10-year American corn whiskey and a 3-year Irish whiskey. So it's a little more sweet, a little more mild than a straight bourbon like Bullet would be. And I kind of like that. So that's why I'm using this. The original recipe called for Bullet, use whatever whiskey you like. So the original recipe for the Devereaux was 1 ounce of whiskey. Now, I find that it was okay, but I wanted the whiskey just to play a little bit more over the other flavors. So we're gonna do 1.5. Now probably with Bullet, 1 ounce is probably good enough with Bullet. Like I said, this is a little more mild. This is by 73 Distilling here in Louisiana, in New Orleans. I'll leave a link in the description below. If your state allows a liquor to be shipped to you, they do ship to your house and you can grab. I don't know if this is available on an online shop or not, but I'll leave a link anyway in case it is. The other ingredients in the Devereaux are gonna be 1/2 ounce of elderflower liqueur, 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, and 1/2 ounce, of a simple syrup. So what I'm gonna do is, 1/2 ounce, 1/2 ounce, 1/2 ounce is, 1.5 ounces. Now that was a little sweet for me, so I'm gonna dial this down to just 1 ounce of this syrup. So there's 1 ounce of the lemon elderflower syrup. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but there'll be a link to Jordan's Skinny Syrups in my description. I do have a coupon code with them, and I probably should be using it a little bit more than I do. But there's a 10% coupon code, and the code is Low Carb Cocktail Guy, and I'll leave all that in the description below. So next, we're gonna go ahead and take some ice. We're gonna shake all this together. Give it a good shake. Okay. Oh man, that smells delicious. Now whiskey is just perfect at ratio. Okay, now we're gonna strain this into a tall glass with ice. And we're gonna top this with a little bit of sparkling wine. Some people using a champagne. I like Prosecco personally, so we're gonna go with a little Prosecco instead. And the recipe called for 3 ounces. So we're gonna go ahead and do the 3 ounces. 1.5. That's a little short. There's our 3 ounces. Now also the garnish on this is usually a mint sprig, but I kind of wanted to enhance that lemon that's in there a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and do a lemon twist. Now when you're doing lemon, limes, oranges, any type of citrus, the whole point behind using the twist and things like that is to get the oil out of the skin. So you want to kind of face the skin towards your drink, and you want to pinch it and kind of swipe, and that'll express the oils on top of the glass and into the drink itself. And you get a little twist. And what I like to do is I like to run it around the rim of the glass just to get a little more of that orange oil on the nose. As you're drinking it, you pick up a lot more of that lemon flavor. We'll just drop that in. So let's give this a shot. Man, that's absolutely delicious. Man, and I want to thank Monica for turning me on to this, because this is actually a whiskey drink my wife likes. She doesn't do whiskey at all, other than like an Irish whiskey when I'm making mudslides with Bailey's. But this is absolutely delicious. It's nice, it's light, it's very light, super refreshing. A great summer cocktail. Here we are in fall doing summer cocktails, but that's okay. It'll warm you up no matter what time of year it is. Man, that's the balance is perfect. Well, I think if you go ahead and using the elderflower liqueur, lemon juice, simple syrup, yeah, follow that recipe. But using this, and again, super easy. I think this is like what, $5-6. Actually, my wife found it at Marshall's for like $4. So for less than $10, you can have your lemon and elderflower syrup already ready to go. And like I said, my ratio I found was 1.5 ounces of whiskey, 1 ounce of the syrup, and the 3 ounces of the Prosecco. And again, I do like the Prosecco a little bit better than champagne. It's just my preference. You do what you like. Do what you like always. So as always, thank y'all for watching. And like I mentioned earlier, if you're in a position to support me, go ahead and check out my Patreon. There will be a link in the description below to where you can sign up for, I have 3 different tiers. Benefits are inclusive in all of them. Every patron is going to be an executive producer, listed out as I did with Monica in the beginning, as well as on my end credits. So again, thank you, Monica, for supporting me. It is greatly appreciated. And here's to you. All right, guys. Once again, thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great day, because when I'm done this, I'll be having a great day too. See y'all later. The Devereaux. Sounds Cajun, French Cajun. There's so many O's, E-A-U-X O's down here. It's crazy. I'm going to have a good night.